Come here, girls. Chick, 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 chick. Hello, how are we this morning? Y'all want a little something to snack on? Here we go. Hey everyone, Gary Valerie here with Sinlaw Backyard Chickens, and today I wanted to show you guys what I have for a multifunctional brooder. And what I mean by multifunctional is one that can be used for many things. This is not just a brooder, it's a hen house for whenever I have a laying hen. It's also a quarantine area for getting new chickens. You want to quarantine them, keep them away from your existing flock for a while. And it's also a infirmary for when I have a sick chicken. What am I going to do with my sick chicken? So this thing does a lot of stuff. So I'm going to take you on a quick tour of some of the features that I've incorporated in this. First off, you can see I use a heat lamp. Now, heat lamps get a bad rap, but I really do like them. Some of the advantages that I find to them, if you have a radiant heater, there's a size limitation on that radiant heater. And chicks, as they get older, they get bigger, and they get bigger very quickly. And you're gonna soon find out, if you've got more than 5 or 6 chicks, that your radiant heater is just not gonna be enough to keep them all warm. This thing can cover a lot larger area, keep your chickens warm. They do have an issue associated with heat and fire, so we take measures to make sure we don't have that. You can see right here, this is all metal construction. This up here is just some aluminum channel I got from Lowe's or Home Depot, one of those stores. Right here, it's just some hangers. You can go get these shelf hangers over at Walmart. Makes for a very sturdy construction, and I have it attached to that. You can also hang it right here on this hook and just have it more in the center. And if it falls, it's going to land on this hardware cloth, and the hardware cloth is not going to give way, and we're not going to have an issue. So you do things to minimize any kind of a risk that you'll have with the heat lamp. And the heat lamp, the heat can cover a lot larger area of space, keep your chicks warm. What's very important, you have the heat over here, you also have the area over here that the chicks can get away from to cool down. We don't want to overheat them. Now, in my chicken yard, I have a covered run. My chickens every day get to go out in free range, but they do have a covered run that's 20 foot long. And connected to the run are a couple of chicken tunnels. And what I will do whenever I have chicks in here, this side of it right here goes against the chicken tunnel. This comes out, attaches next to the chicken tunnel, and the chicks can go back and forth. And that way they can enjoy the grass and enjoy the tunnel without actually coming into contact with the chickens themselves. So let me show you some more of the features that I have with this brooder box. So it's got a big lid that opens up right here. And you can see inside, all inside is hardware cloth. We've got a couple of roosting bars. We've got the little bar down here for when the chicks are young. We got a higher bar up here whenever they get a little bit older. My floor is plywood, and I cover this floor with pine shavings. And I know I'm going to get somebody say, oh, I use wide wire mesh, and that way it's a lot cleaner whenever I do it. Well, I don't like that, because at least for me, the wire mesh, you're making your young chicks walk on this. This is not a natural thing for chickens to do. They do like to scratch and peck. That's a natural behavior. And when you have wire mesh, you take that behavior away. And when we take away a behavior from these birds, they start getting bored, and their mind is not staying busy and occupied. When they get bored, they're going to take this out probably on more birds and their neighbors. And so you're going to have some issues with pecking one another, getting hurt, and things like that. So I like a solid floor, and I put my pine shavings in here, and I'm going to clean them up whenever they need to. I also have a side door right here. So you got all kinds of ways to get in and out. Now, you'll see right here is my nesting box. So if I've got a broody hen, I'm going to put the hen in here, let her hatch out some chicks. Or if I have a broody hen, I may introduce chicks to her in here. Most nesting boxes are 12 by 12. This one's 13.5 by 13.5. The reason it's a little bit bigger is she's got a clutch of chicks in here that just gives them a little bit more room to interact and move around and what have you. Right here, always we have to have water and feed. This little container that you see right here, that's for chick grit. And chick grit is very important Chickens, no matter what their age, need to have grit in their gizzards, and this grit helps grind up their food. It kind of works like our teeth do with humans and other animals, and because chickens don't have teeth. If they were running around out in the wild with their mother, they would be getting grit. She would show them where to pick it up, large pieces of sand, tiny pieces of rock, whatever it may be. Now you'll notice that I have this little stand right here that my food and water and chick grit sits on. And I do this because when it sets in the brooder over here, chickens scratch, and they're constantly scratching and throwing and kicking and all that. And if this were setting down on top of the what do you call it, the wood shavings, they would just fill it up real quickly with dirt and junk and shavings, and it would be contaminated. So what happens, they have to come up on here, do their food, do their chick grit, do their water. Then whenever they leave, there's nothing up here for them to scratch and kick and get this mess, is what I'm trying to say. It just makes it a lot cleaner, a lot better, a lot healthier for the chickens overall. And you have less maintenance whenever you do that. So what I'll have, if I have a broody chicken, mama hen, I will put this in here, and I'll have this for my mother hen. Now, when you have a mother hen, you don't need a heat lamp. That's her job. She's going to keep your chickens nice and warm. So in here, then we will put food and water. And now they have all of this other room to run around and play the little roosting bars and what have you. When they get old enough and the mama feels that they're big enough, then she can start taking them out through this area right here, going out into the chicken tunnels, and she can even introduce them to the flock whenever she's ready. So I hope you guys like the tour of the brooder, and please feel free to leave comments down below. So if there's anything you want to have a video on with my backyard chickens, just kind of let me know. We'll try to do another one in a month or so. Thanks, see you soon, bye-bye. By the way, why did the chicken cross the road? Because